going to Japan, going to Europe, doing a fall tour of the U.S. with somebody. We're kicking all kinds of things around, but we haven't nailed down what we're going to do for a video and who's going to do it. We've been talking with Nathan Cox, and he's the guy that did Looks Like They Were Right, which was our video off of the Black Album, or the self-titled album. So we've been talking with him a little bit, and so yeah, something is definitely going to happen. I'm not sure when it's going to happen, or what it's going to be, but I'm personally leaning towards something tongue-in-cheek, something a little bit funnier. You know, I don't want to do anything too serious for some of our songs. I mean, probably won't be videos for some songs that are maybe a little bit more personal and sad, you know, I guess, but maybe for like You Tonight or Miss You Gone or something, or The Broken or something, might be some kind of fun video we might do.
How did you guys find the motivation to go on with Lit after your tragic loss with Alan?
How did we?
Yeah.
Well, music is all we've ever really done, especially as a team like we are. It wasn't a quick decision either. I mean, we went through a lot and kind of had to dust ourselves off after that, and we kind of just took our time. We weren't jumping into anything, and there was no deadline or timeline that we had to follow, or there was nobody waiting around for a new Lit album within our camp, you know, so to speak. So once we talked and hung out a couple times, I mean, we always hang out anyway, so we're really good friends. We all live right by each other, so, you know, all of a sudden it would be like, hey, I got this song idea, what do you think of it? And it just kind of starts happening like that, and then, you know, we had to cross the bridge of who's going to play drums for Lit, and, you know, there was a handful of people that filled in for Lit, or for Alan when he was sick, and Nathan Walker was one of them. Adrian Young from No Doubt was another. Rich Redmond from Jason Aldean's band played a show. But Nathan was pretty tight with Alan. Alan helped him out, get some endorsements early on in their friendship. They used to go golfing together, and you know, Nathan has done nothing but he's shown real respect towards Alan's drumming, what Alan's drumming was to Lit, and I couldn't think of a better drummer for Lit than replacing Alan or filling in for him, as Nathan likes to say. Nathan, you know, feels funny talking about it because it's such a weird thing. It's like, obviously we would love to have Alan here, but he's not here, so we have to have somebody play, and so Nathan's been nothing but total respect all the way down, and so I'm not sure what the question was. I kind of went on to my own thing there, but
yeah, no, I like the answer. I like it a lot. Where's your favorite place that you've played so far?
You know, there's roadhouses that are fun to play, and then there's arenas that are fun to play, and then there's festival grounds. I kind of have to say it's pretty rad playing. There's a venue that we grew up at, and we used to go see shows at, called Irvine Meadows. It's now called Verizon Wireless Amphitheater, and there's something pretty special about playing that stage. We've played there 3 times on the big stage, and it's pretty special being on that stage because I've been in the audience so many times, watching other bands and watching my heroes up there, you know. So pretty special. I gotta say, playing Irvine Meadows is probably one of my favorite places to play. And then, that being said, I mean, there's a place called The Forum, which, you know, the Beatles have played, Led Zeppelin has played, Van Halen, everybody's played there. We've played there before, and right in our backyard is a stadium called, I don't even know what it's called anymore, the name's changed so many times, but I know it as Anaheim Stadium. It's where the Angels play, and we've had the honor of playing there, and we actually played on a really good lineup. I mean, it had No Doubt, Offspring, and the headliner was Black Sabbath, so
it's awesome.
That was pretty awesome, and I pass by that stadium all the time, and in my living room, the only thing I have hanging in my house, of me anyways, is a picture of me playing at Anaheim Stadium. It's from my back, so you don't even see my face. You just see all the people in the stands and everything, so it's a constant reminder of that show, and and how far we've come, because I know that was something I never even dreamt of, and playing there. And then when it happened, I used to go to baseball games with my dad there, and truck rallies and all these silly things, and to actually play there was incredible.
What's your favorite music video you've ever shot?
Probably My Worst Enemy. That was a lot of fun, and most of the extras in that video were all friends of ours. So we really shared that experience with all of our friends, and that video is a snapshot of that point in time. Lit was doing really well in Orange County, and then we got signed, and everything just happened so quickly. The song was on the radio, and all of our friends were just cheering us on and rooting us on, and supporting us and everything. So when we did that video, we just kind of got the word out to all of our really close friends and said, "Dude, we're shooting this video. We need people there." And everybody was really excited to be a part of it. And when the video came out and was on TV, they were blown away because they got to kind of be a part of the fun and the excitement. They got to see themselves in the video, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, definitely. How did you guys come up with the name Lit?
I'll give you the short version. We used to be a band called Stain, Delicious Vinyl. Yeah, we were called Stain, and there was a guy that owned the rights to the name Stain in Ohio, and he wanted a large amount of money, and we weren't willing to pay for that. And at the time, the album was going to be called Stain, and then the title of the album was going to be Lit, with a lamp on it, Trippin' Light Fantastic. And then we gave up the name Stain, which really kind of bummed us out, because we all really liked the name, and we put a lot of hard work into the name, and now all of a sudden we had to change. So the title of the album, we liked that title as well, Lit. And so we went ahead and made that. It was the only name we could all agree on, and we kind of felt it described our live show, kind of explosive, like a bomb is being lit, and especially if you're familiar with that first album, it's a pretty aggressive album, and so that album's kind of a snapshot in time of what we sounded like then, and the name was very fitting for, and so there you go.
Definitely, yeah. Was it challenging to write an album after not making music for so many years? To come back and write an album?
Well, here's the thing. Jeremy and AJ and Ryan, our new guitar player, are all songwriters and write for other people. And, writing a song, if you're a songwriter, yeah, you gotta like kind of work on your craft for sure. So yeah, that aspect of it can be hard, but those three guys are songwriters all the time and writing for other people, so it was already kind of with them. But then when you have to shift the gears to write for Lit and what's good for Lit and what Lit fans want to hear, that's kind of another thing. And so you got to kind of shift the gears and kind of find the happy medium for a Lit formula, I guess. And I wouldn't say it was too hard. I think we have more songs written, but we selected the amount of songs that we wanted to put on this album, what we felt was like a nice collection of songs that would round this album out. I actually wrote one song on the album. I wrote a handful of songs for the album, and one of them made it. You Tonight ended up being the one song I got on the album there. And it kind of came to me, and I wrote that one. I started writing it with Marty Fredrickson, and he's a big songwriter guy. I wrote it with him in Nashville. And then once we got back to L.A., we finished writing it up with AJ and Jeremy, and so yeah, there's the thing called writer's block. I'm sure you're aware of. That can happen for sure. You can start a song that you really like and it sounds really good, and you can only get it so far because you kind of have writer's block and you can't finish it. That happens to everybody. Happened to us. So sometimes when you have more people in on the song and more ideas kind of going around, it makes it easier to help finish a song and make it complete.
How challenging is it to balance family life and tour life?
Well, with iPhones now and different devices like that, you can luckily pick up the phone and talk to somebody, talk to a loved one or whatever, and or even do FaceTime, which is very nice if you have a kid. So that definitely helps meet some of the needs, that a lot of people that are away from home on work didn't have back in the day. So we're, for those of us that have to be away from home, be away from our loved ones, I mean, we're very, very fortunate for some of the technology they have these days. I toured back in the day, and I had to use payphones, but this is much nicer having a cell phone, being able to call and talk to friends and whatnot. So it is challenging, but we try and keep our tours harnessed in, month and a half, 2 months at the most, and then go home, recharge the batteries, and then head back out kind of deal.
Definitely. Who is your personal favorite band?
In a nutshell, I got a lot of favorite artists, a lot of favorite songs, albums, whatnot. But I guess if I could step back in the time, I'd step back into 1981 and go to a Van Halen concert. That was their Fair Warning tour. It's one of my favorite albums. Has one of my favorite songs on it, and nobody could challenge Van Halen in their prime. They were just awesome. And Lit gets we take we're influenced by them quite a bit. Definitely dealing for the show kind of stuff too. They were just very energetic and just fun, Just a great band, great Southern California band right there, and legends,
What's the craziest experience you've ever had with a fan?
I've been asked this before. Two things have happened that were kind of gnarly and kind of Beatlesque, I guess you could say. We were doing an autograph session after we played the Reading Festival in England, and we had a limited time because the tent that we were signing in had a revolving door of bands coming in and out of it, so we had like an hour to sign. And to be honest with you can't sign too many things and talk to too many people in an hour when there's a long line of other people who still want to talk to you. And they were getting us out of there, and there was people still in line that still wanted to meet us and get an autograph or whatever. And they literally started crashing down the fence, and people were getting trampled on. At that point, they had security rush us out of there and get us in this van, and we took off. And it was just gnarly looking back, seeing. I'll never forget that fence coming down, and just people just kind of literally getting crushed and trampled on, and the fence was coming down. That was one experience that was pretty gnarly. And then the second experience was in Japan. A lot of fans were waiting outside behind the club, and we were entering our van, and then we got out of the van to sign some autographs and take some pictures and stuff. And then just at that point, once they realized that we were going to do that, all of a sudden people kind of started rushing in, and the parking where the van was parked was on a slope, and we were at the bottom of the slope, and the fans were at the top of the slope, and then they all started kind of moving in once we kind of gave the go-ahead, like, yeah, we'll hang out for a little bit and meet some people. And then all of them just kind of fell like it was dominoes. It was crazy. And once they all hit the ground, our Japanese people there kind of just threw us in the van and moved everybody out of the way and got us out of there. Nobody meant any harm or anything, and it's just that thrill of the moment. Some people get a little crazy, and it's just
definitely
a little experience to go through, though.
For sure. Well, thank you, Kevin, for taking the time to do this interview with me. It meant a lot.
Absolutely. And you had some great questions.
Thank you. And for all of my fans and all of Lit's fans, please be sure to go check out their music and be sure to pick up their new album, The View from the Bottom, when it drops June 19th, 2012. So,
all right.